Okay, sorry. Nobody want to hear that sound to start their day, but I've got all these school lights on in here. Was running a couple minutes behind, so I haven't been able to light up the studio like I normally do, which is essentially just adding a tiny bit of light to the darkness so that, I don't know, I can hide in a blanket of color that's not very bright. These fluorescent bulbs, they are just the worst. Are they not? Like, I've got them in my basement, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find, warm-colored fluorescent bulbs. It's like the manufacturers know that these are going into schools and workplaces, and they just have to find the most irritating tint possible, and that's what they roll with. But even the warm-colored ones that I have in my basement, I still don't really like those, so I have lamps all over the place so that I don't have to put up with that. I don't know if it's a flashback to school thing, but they always seem like school lights to me, and they're just too bright, and they suck. So, in a second I'll stand up, I'll go turn the colored lights on, and fix them, and make it a nice and enjoyable environment. But I'm sorry to anybody who has to work under fluorescent lighting all the time. It's torture. It's just bad for the mind. It's too bright. Ugh. And I even got plenty of sleep. Can't imagine if today was yesterday and I was just sitting under these lights. I would have been so just grouchy and irritated. Ugh. But I don't have a lot of complaints aside from the lighting that I turned on myself so far this morning. There are some fans of the movie Spinal Tap that are a little bit upset this morning. Thank you to Stuart for shooting me this article about Spinal Tap fans. Jeez, I almost said something that could potentially be inappropriate on the radio. Spinal Tap fans accused Sabrina Carpenter of ripping off the fake band. So, let's see. She's dropping a new album called Man's Best Friend. I think we talked about the album art making people mad just because, it's kind of suggestive. But why do they think she's ripping off Spinal Tap here? Oh, okay. So, at the beginning of This Is Spinal Tap, the band gets in trouble with their record label over an offensive cover for their new album. And basically they've got, it was called Smell the Glove. And it, I guess, was similar to, what's going on the cover of the new Sabrina Carpenter album, where she, just down on all fours, and somebody is pulling her hair. And theirs, the artwork featured theirs was worse, okay? But maybe she's just playing homage. I don't know. Let's see here. Did they never show in Spinal Tap that actual album art? I don't know. I'm guessing she was paying homage. Yeah. So don't get mad at her. Anything that, let's say a whole bunch of articles start popping up about this. If her fans decide, I'm going to watch This Is Spinal Tap, that's good. That's good for fans of any music, because it is a mockumentary that kind of makes fun of a power metal. But anything that could potentially get people into metal, I don't think is a bad thing. It's like when people get mad when somebody's, like a Kardashian's wearing a Slayer shirt or something. No, you got to embrace that, okay? Metal elitists, settle down. We need more metal fans, all right? It doesn't need to be a tiny community. It needs to be the biggest genre of music in the world. So, if we've got artists representing metal bands or rock bands, if you've got popular stores in the mall slinging metal shirts and it's hip to wear them, that's fine. Let's go ahead and make metal and rock cool with young people. Again, we need as many fans as we can get. It's supposed to be an inclusive community. So Yeah, don't be the guy, tell me 3 songs or whatever. Just, if wearing a Nirvana shirt is fashionable, it's okay. Because I guarantee it's going to lead to people looking up these bands, And if you get, 1 out of 10 people who encounter some t-shirt going, oh, I'm going to go check that out, and then they become a fan. It's a slow build for the rock and metal community, but it's certainly not a bad thing. So, yeah, if she is paying homage to Spinal Tap, or even if she isn't, if it's getting attention on Spinal Tap, that's fine. Oh, I guess it's time for me to talk. Okay. I was catching up on messages and things, and guess who didn't dig up any content? That's right. This guy right here. All right. What's happening? Jeez. Sorry for not being prepared. I jump on air all the time complaining about radio shows delivering subpar content. I'm probably one of the worst for, just wasting airtime. A lot of times I wonder why, you folks listen to this show with some of the crappy shows I've given you over the years. I'm really hoping today's better than yesterday. Yesterday was bad. I was very, very tired. And today, I'm not as tired, but I'd much rather be sleeping, And see, I do that too. Let me blab on and complain about being tired. Meh, meh, meh. All right, I'll shut up and we'll get something. I don't know, maybe that you could do for a good cause and some fun this weekend, huh? Looking for something good to do with the kids? Supposed to be a fairly cool day Saturday, which I'm way stoked about, even though I don't plan on going outside. But this Saturday at the waterfront at Snake River Landing from 10 to 3, they've got the Family Fun Run and Carnival supporting the Ronald McDonald Family Room at Ermac. We talked about that facility many, many times over the years. If you got a kid that's hospitalized, it's rough. All right, it's terrifying. And, you still need to take care of yourself. So the Ronald McDonald Family Room allows people to have a place to go take a nap, whip up a normal meal, just kick back in a home-like environment and rest and be in the hospital, with their children. So anything we can do to help out the family room at Ermac is good. And this Family Fun Run and Carnival is going to be supporting the Ronald McDonald Family Room. So if you go out and you play some games or whatever, you're having fun and doing it for a good cause. So that's, again, 10 to 3 this Saturday at the waterfront in Idaho Falls. They're going to have carnival games, food, face painting, music, ponies, and more to keep the entire family entertained. So something great you can do with your kids if you're looking for something fun and you're helping a good cause. All right. I swear I'm going to dig up some content. I promise. If there is some. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll wing it. We always get through somehow. I need to tidy up around here, too. We've got East Idaho News coming in right after my show to discuss radio and things. So I've got to clean this room. I got to clean my office so it looks nice and tidy and respectable in case I would assume they're going to make some kind of video. And of course I woke up with a zit on my face. Anytime I need to be on camera without fail, there's got to be a zit. Great. All right. Sorry about me complaining about my really first world problems. I know some people don't want to hear that. You may be having a much rougher morning than me. My apologies. Let's talk about food. Sure. No, I was looking at this thread where people who are not from America discuss their favorite fast food chain. Always kind of interesting to see. I'd have to say, if I'm going to pick a fast food chain as of late, Culver's is king, at least here in East Idaho. For the value and quality, I think Culver's is king. Freddy's is, okay, Freddy's costs a bit more. So that's the only thing really holding them back, because those tots, man, If you have not had Freddy's Tots, holy crap, they are so good. I could go for them right now. Right now. And that grilled cheeseburger. Okay, I need to stop thinking about cheeseburgers. Let's see what people from other countries think are the top tier fast food chains in America. A lot of people talking about Taco Bell. Now, Taco Bell, I hear people give it a lot of grief. But you want to talk about value? If you get one of those create your own box things, pretty good deal. And I mean, come on. Is there anybody who really hates Taco Bell? You know, I have friends that will poo-poo on fast food. Come on, bro. You gonna tell me you're really not down with Taco Bell? Now, I'm more of a burger guy. So, that's gonna put Culver's in the lead over Taco Bell. But I am certainly a Taco Bell guy from time to time. And I can't even say the word Taco Bell. Goodness gracious. I almost swore. I get really mad at myself when I can't speak properly. I've been doing this a long time. Why do I have to suck? Yeah? All right. Let's see what else people from other countries dig. Culver's. There we go. Culver's coming up next. Yeah. I'm telling you. Culver's, it's just so good. I wish they'd bring back the peppercorn burger, though. It's been very frustrating. They'll probably bring back the cheese curder burger next. And though that one is good, it kind of makes me feel like I'm going to die if I eat it. I've only eaten it one time. And no specialty burgers right now on their website. But it's so gluttonous because it's a burger and then it has a gigantic cheese curd on it. That, those flat, oblong hash browns? Imagine one of those that's a cheese curd. But it's okay, it's as bigger than the actual burger patty they put on the burger. You really feel guilty eating it, but it is so good. Let's see. Panda Express? I guess, yeah, that is fast food, huh? I go for that from time to time. It's good. As far as, you get a lot of food. So I guess I'd have to give it pretty decent on the value front. Because, depending on the day, might end up with a little bit left over. Waffle House? We don't have those around here. Five Guys? Now, okay, Five Guys makes a bomb burger, for sure. And their fries, those Cajun fries, delicious. Value-wise? No, Five Guys, they do not cut it value-wise. For the same price, you can go to I shouldn't say a real burger place, but yeah, you could go to Bacon and Blue and get their best burger with fries, and it's going to blow away a Five Guys burger. So I just don't, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'll go to Sully's or I'll go to Bacon and Blue or countless other sit-down restaurants because it's the same price. Every once in a while, I'm like, okay, let's give Five Guys another go. And I'm like, yeah, that was good, but that was $20 for a burger and fries. That's about as expensive as it gets for a burger and fries anywhere. Again, go get yourself grade A top quality burger from Sully's. All right, I'm going to start making myself hungry talking about fast food. And now we're just getting into one of these things where it's every fast food place listed. Somebody talked about Wendy's here. I think Wendy's is underrated. And it can be hit or miss, but the Baconator burger, pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I think I'd go with Wendy's over most other fast food places. But ultimately, I'm a value shopper. I don't have a lot of money, so I fire up the apps, and whoever has the best sale going on, wherever I can get the cheapest quick fix, that tends to be where I go. So, yeah. I highly recommend getting apps for fast food restaurants if you haven't done so. I know my phone's clogged up with a million apps. I don't need more apps. Okay, well, do you want to save money? Do you like money? Are you working all the time and you don't have a lot of time to whip up food? You got to hit fast food sometimes. Might as well spend less. Guarantee if you use the app, you're going to find a better deal. All right, I'm closing that. I don't want to look at food right now. Go away, Culvers. All right. Thankfully, it's already after 7 o'clock. I slept much better last night than the night before. Yesterday, I was a wreck in here. I was so tired. I think I was crashing off adrenaline from doing that interview with the last podcast, guys. I'm going to work on trying to get some clips up from that today. The interview was so ludicrous that I want to put the whole show out there because it was so good. I just don't know how to. I need to talk to Jade and see if he listened to it. He never hit me up, which was disappointing, Jade. Come on, give your employees some feedback. Huh? What kind of boss are you? You suck, bro. All right. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute with something that's not food related. At least I think. Unless there's some good stories. I mean, I did see one about a fight at a nursing home over a hot dog that led to a couple people getting killed. But that's not very pleasant, you know? I don't want to think about death this early. Too early for that. All right, I just made a post in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal group asking about artists that are in your playlist that are not rock or metal. And I'm sure that my response will annoy Peaches because the exact wording of my post was name a musician or band that is not rock or metal that you've got in your playlist, and I put a bunch of them. Peaches gets very particular sometimes when it comes to people not very precisely answering his questions that he posts for to Peach their own. If it's like, name a song by an artist that, you know, you just can't stand, and somebody will put like, everything by Taylor Swift. It's like, well, I only asked for one! I don't care. You can name a bunch of them, even though I worded it with the word a. You want to know what I put down? Let's talk about some artists I like that are not rock or metal, that I listen to, I'd say, regularly. All right, Tyler Childers. I would call him a country artist. The country music world, because they don't like to play him on country radio, aside from 105 The Hawk, the only country station you should be listening to. They like to call him Americana. It's like, bro, that is some Southern flair. That is country music, okay? And he's so good. He is so good. His album, Purgatory, it's top-notch. Top-notch stuff. Really good. He's got a new album on the way soon. I'm excited for it. Another artist that, has put out a rock album, but, I mean, this guy's straight-up country. Sturgill Simpson. Excellent. Excellent. He's got that song, Turtles All the Way Down. I'd call that a country masterpiece. He's so good. I'm sure you know that I like Eminem, since we throw Eminem in the K-Bear playlist, all right? We're a weird station, all right? There's guitars in it. It rocks enough for me. And come on, how many people don't really like Eminem? There's a few. Generally people who just can't stand rap music in general, okay? I could have put down Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, too. Maybe I'll do another comment on my own post. All right, we got somebody calling. Hopefully, they are on topic. Otherwise, I'll get furious. K-Bear, you are live on the program. Who's this?
Hey, Victor, this is Scott.
Scott, what you got for a artist, musician, band that is not rock or metal that is in your playlist?
Jesse Wells.
Jesse Wells?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not familiar with Jesse Wells. What style of music?
I don't even know. My son turned me on to him yesterday, and it's kind of it's pretty cool, but I don't know if I could describe what.
Okay. Yeah. Jesse Wells, they're describing, well, actually, Wikipedia, or not Wikipedia, Google, isn't even giving me a description. So they're just calling him an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. So I'm going to have to check his stuff out. What's a good go-to track to get introduced?
Okay, hold on. Let me look here real quick.
Okay. While you're looking, I will just keep babbling.
Friend.
Say that again?
Friends.
Friends?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take note. and I'm going to check that out next time I'm not yapping on the air here.
Okay. Cool beans.
All right, Scott, have a good one, man.
Let me know how you like it.
I will, for sure. Peace. Yeah, I'd pull it up immediately, but you just never know if somebody's going to swear in a song, you know? So, where was I at here? I mentioned Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, but only the old stuff. Only the stuff from, like, the early 90s. The stuff I grew up on. You know, like the first couple albums from each of them. Really good stuff. I also put down Billy Strings, which I've talked about Billy Strings on air before. Billy Strings, I would call a bluegrass performer. But one of the most ripping guitarists out there, going to be going and seeing his show in Bozeman in August with my homie Nick, so that should be very exciting. Billy Strings, he's going to be appearing on a new song with Cryptopsy soon. Yeah, he's a bluegrass guy, but he's into metal. One of these guys I really would like to interview, but he doesn't seem to do a lot of interviews. I think Fiona Apple is amazing. She's so good. We play Fiona Apple on Alt 101. And yeah, I think she's a really underrated artist. You know, kind of sometimes even getting a little bit of a Nine Inch Nails vibe, which is also why I've enjoyed a variety of songs from Lady Gaga, as I've discussed on air before. And I think most of you who listen all the time may have heard me talk about how Dua Lipa's got some jams. Tell you what, Dua Lipa's got some jams. I even got, I think, some music beds from Dua Lipa that I use on the show sometimes. I don't know where they went. I haven't been in that little section of my music beds for quite a while, so I'll have to find those. But she's got a few bangers, as the kids say. So yeah, go comment on my post. Maybe I'll find some new artists I'd like to check out. Mark Hamilton mentioned Luke Combs. Luke Combs has a really cool song with Billy Strings called, I think it's called Crossing the Divide, if I remember right. That's pretty good. He had a newer song, something about Texas. You know, it's country music. Of course, you got to throw in something about Texas. Or no, it's Ain't No Love in Oklahoma or something like, you know, one of those southern places. Not too shabby. You know, Luke Combs, I have listened to an interview with him before, and he seemed like a pretty nice guy. Will Brown throwing out Morgan Wallen. You know, that's cool, Will. I can't jam on Morgan Wallen. I mean, we play tons of Morgan Wallen on the Hawk and even on Z103 because he's just one of the biggest artists in the world right now. You can't deny his popularity, but I don't know. It's just not my jam. So that's fine. Nicole mentioning Lindsey Sterling. Nicole, you're making me think of Christmas time. I'm already dealing with 4th of July music on Classy. I do not need to be thinking about Classy Christmas yet. All right? Nobody want to be thinking about Christmas yet. But it is probably getting closer to time for me to start looking. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how early I start listening to Christmas music each year because I got to make sure that Classy, you know, doesn't suck at Christmas time. We got to be the best Christmas music station out there. Elizabeth just chimed in with a whole bunch. Prince, Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper's great. Reminds me of the Goonies. Eminem, Dre, Snoop, Pink. Pink's, she's all right. She's got some rockin' songs. Here, let's go to the phones. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Who's this? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, who's this?
Mike.
Mike, what you got for an artist you're into that's not rock or metal?
Pride and Glory, baby.
Pride and Glory?
Zakk Wylde's Pride and Glory.
Oh, okay. Crazy enough, I'm sure that I've heard some of that stuff, but it's been a long time. What type of music is Zach doing there?
Kind of like Southern swamp rock.
Southern swamp rock.
I don't even know how to explain it, man.
All right, dude. I'll scope some of that out and check it out. So
yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Cool, man. Appreciate the recommendation today.
All right, have a good one.
Right on. Peace. Yeah, some of that southern swampy rock stuff might work pretty good on our Outlaw station, 105 Outlaw. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I need to be working on. Ugh! Why do I have to be endlessly busy? Seems like the tasks just never end. I guess that's how I keep a job, though. Jade gives me 10 billion things to do. You know, there's never, ever going to be a day they're all completed, and that's how you keep working. All right? Hopefully, I'm working on like a full revamp of 105 Outlaw. It's pretty good right now, but just you wait. If you're into outlaw country, like, this station gonna be crazy as soon as I get my work done on it, but I'm basically rebuilding from scratch, so it takes a long time. But I'm getting pretty stoked on it. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Who's this?
Hey, Victor, this is Casey.
Casey, what you got for a non-rock or metal artist that you're really into?
So I'm going to show you something really out there. The best I can describe it is Japanese electronic classical. It's a band called Mili, M-I-L-I.
M-I-L-I. Okay, I'm taking note here on Mili. I've never heard of this artist. So,
oh yeah, they're pretty out there. They have a song called Summoning 101. That's probably what I would start with to kind of like see what they're like.
Summoning 101. All right, that's easy enough for me to remember, at least, because I'll just think Sleep Token, The Summoning, and K-Bear 101. So, yeah.
Hey, yeah, easy enough.
All right, I'll scope Mili for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I mean, I don't get a lot of catches on recommending that one because they're out there. It's weird stuff.
Well, I like weird music, so I'm excited to check it out. And yeah, if there's no bad language or something, maybe I'll play some little clips.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
All right, dude. Thanks for the recommendation. Hope you have a good day.
Yeah, you do the same. Thank you.
Right on. Peace. K-Bear, you're live on the show. Who's this?
Hey, this is Scott again.
Scott again. What you got, Scott?
Well, I just listened to Friends, and it doesn't have any swearing in it, so you could play it actually on.
Oh, okay. Cool.
K-Bear.
All right. I'll fire it up and check it out here in a few.
Anyway.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
All right. Have a good one.
Peace. K-Bear. Oh, you hung up on me. I was going to get to your call. I'm sorry. I could only do one at a time. So anyway, yeah, if you have any recommendations for artists to check out, we've got that thread going in the K-Bear Idaho Rock and Metal group on Facebook. See if anybody else has chimed in. Oh yeah, people are just posting like crazy now. Weird Al. All right. I mean, Weird Al is all genres. Yes, he transcends all genres. Who don't love Weird Al? Come on. K-Bear, you're live on the Viktor Wilt Show. Who's this?
Double MJ in the house.
Double MJ, good to hear from you. What you got for a non-rock or metal artist that you love?
Well, I can't. Imagine Dragons is pretty good.
We've got a couple songs that are all right. You know, they ain't bad.
But
Yeah, I think most people around here are very familiar with them, and yeah, I mean they can bring some decent, you know, beats and you know, some decent melodies and stuff from time to time. I don't despise Imagine Dragons like a lot of people. There's much worse out there than Imagine Dragons. I don't tend to throw them on, but yeah, nah, good recommendation, man.
yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you have a great day today.
What?
Just hope you have a great day today.
Oh, you too, babe.
Right on. See ya.
Ow.
Oh, don't swear. Don't swear. All right. I'll talk to you soon. It's okay. Hopefully the dumb button worked. It looks like it did. So, all right. Well, this list is just getting too big now for me to even discuss. Rachel is shook that I would listen to Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga. All right. Come on. Lady Gaga, Disease is like a straight banger. And Dua Lipa has a couple tracks that are just so good. Illusion. You know, this song just makes me want to get up and dance. Probably because it talks about dancing. It's so good. Yes. Might be shook, but there's some pop, bangers out there. I can't deny it. Doing the music on all the stations in the building, that just, if you listen to all different genres, you're eventually going to find stuff. You can't deny that you like it. So, yeah, Dua Lipa surprised me with a few. Dance the Night from the Barbie movie. That's another great one that just make you want to dance.
The moment I shine, 'cause every romance shakes in your bands, don't give it.
Oh, that must be our edit for Classy that doesn't say the D word. Yeah, that was the Classy one. Okay, let's dive in and get into some stupid news, freak news. What do we got today? Don't go to the bathroom on the train tracks, especially if you're in an area where lots of trains come through, like, say, the New York City subway. There was a woman, I guess, jumped onto the tracks to relieve herself. She dead. So just wanted to let you know, just stay away from the train tracks, okay? Very dangerous, okay? You might think, I'd hear a train coming. Who knows? I don't know. Weird stuff happens. You get distracted. Next thing you know. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that wasn't very pleasant. Should we talk about the heat dome? Heat dome to cover much of the U.S. with worrisome temperatures in the Midwest. I'll admit, I was looking at the forecast, the extended forecast, and I mean, you can't really trust the weatherman more than a few days out, but I kind of started panicking when I saw the temperature forecast for the 4th of July. Because I've been out at the big fireworks celebration, the Melaleuca Freedom Celebration, and Riverfest year after year after year. And even when it gets in the 80s, when you're there all day, like me, it gets kind of brutal. So if we're really in the like mid to high 90s, please let it not happen. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like 117 in Phoenix yesterday. Hope my daughter's doing all good. Not a good time to visit Arizona, people. All right, save that for winter time when it is heaven on earth. Yeah, just make sure, check on your friends, make sure they got good quality AC and such. I got furious last night. I did that interview with the last podcast guys a couple nights ago, and I'd left my computer running. I stopped running the air conditioning upstairs because I wasn't up there. My computer overheated last night and wouldn't turn on again after I thought I had it fixed. So I probably need to take it outside, clean it out, get the can of air and blow it out or something and keep it air conditioned upstairs, or maybe I need to replace the CPU fan, but so annoying. All right, there's a new scam going around where a supposed federal officer may call, text, or email saying your finances have been compromised and you need to put your assets into gold bars and deliver it to them. Don't do that, okay? Don't do it. Man, we're going to have major problems with scams very soon. I shared a video on the K-Bear Instagram, an AI video where every single thing in it was just fake. The people, the surroundings. Oh, it's going to get gnarly. Within the next year, it's going to just get crazy. So talk to your old people. Tell them about ongoing scams. We've had more and more and more people popping up, getting fooled by fake celebrities or, falling in love with fake online people. And, next thing you know, they're out like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Talk to your old people. At this point, truly, when I'm scrolling Facebook, I don't know what's real and what isn't anymore. I'll see videos sometimes like, there's a volcano that's erupting. And I'm like, it's probably fake. You go check the news. There is a volcano erupting. Other times, that's interesting, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, that's fake. Totally thought it was real. Yeah. I don't remember what percentage I saw online the other day, but it was a very high percentage of content that is floating around social media that is completely AI. So don't trust anything anymore. I mean, I don't know what to tell you for where to get the truth. Lots of Googling, okay? Lots of Googling. Don't just believe something because you see it on social media. That I would have said here and have said for years. Because people spread straight up disinformation and lies all the time. But now more than ever, you need to question everything. You can't just believe something. All right. I got plenty more crap to talk about. We're going to keep it light. Maybe talk about how to survive a nuclear explosion. Lots of fun on the way, okay? All right. Should we keep it pleasant and talk about how to survive nuclear Armageddon? We need scarier music if we're going to do that. Hang on here. Let's find something. Sure. Nuclear Armageddon is back, according to some article I'm reading here. Could these politicians just settle down a little bit? We have enough problems as it is without having to worry about war. What is going on? Can we get back to complaining about the price of eggs? Okay, anyway, let's talk about how to survive a nuclear explosion. Now, I'm a fan, if you're a longtime listener, of natural disasters, documentaries, but also human-based disaster documentaries. Now, this isn't a documentary, but if you want to learn about Chernobyl, HBO has a great, intense series about it. Again, not a documentary, but very, very good. And then, you got Fallout, which is a fun nuclear Armageddon series. But real nuclear Armageddon, scary. Holy cow. Yeah, if you haven't seen, Oppenheimer, I recommend giving it a watch. I have watched some terrifying documentaries about nuclear bombs. They are so frightening. And, most of us, we didn't grow up in a time when you even had to think about that kind of thing. But the world has gotten to be very stupid. So, if, for some reason, the nukes start flying, you got to know what to do. All right? Listen, if you want to hear birthdays in this day in history, tune into any other morning show that's out there right now. I'm talking about how to survive a nuclear bomb. That's what I'm doing. Okay, first off, if you can see the explosion, number one, as impressive as it might look, don't look at it because you could burn your eyeballs right out of your head. Now, if you can see the explosion, you're far enough away to not die immediately. So that is good news, but that's, not necessarily good news because you have seconds to lay down on the ground, close your eyes, and open your mouth so that your eardrums, lungs, and other organs don't explode. Okay? So remember, stop, drop, close your eyes and open your mouth. They didn't teach us that in school because, again, we didn't have to deal with this stupid crap when I was growing up. Cold War was over. So anyway, stop, drop, close your eyes, open your mouth. I mean, it would have to be unpleasant to have your organs explode. And then, after the shockwave comes through, you got 10 minutes to get as far underground as possible, and then you need to stay there for 2 days. Now, I don't know if all this is true. I'm just reading this thing online. All right? It was the first one I pulled up about how to survive a nuclear explosion, and it's in cartoon form, which makes it fun. Okay? Kind of like me telling you about it. Hopefully I've got, the right vibe in my voice that you're not getting terrified. All right? It's just good information to have because there are nukes out there. You don't know if Putin's going to snap one day, go crazy, or who knows who else. So you got 10 minutes to get underground, then you got to stay there for 2 days. If you go out there, that radiation poison, it's going to kill you. Now, it could still mess you up underground, and you should probably stay underground as long as possible. They're saying 2 days minimum. There's a reason people build underground bunkers. And then when you get out, you need to get as far away from where the explosion happened as possible, okay? I mean, and that's basically it, all right? Stop, drop, open your mouth, close your eyes. Quickly get up after the shockwave, run underground, hide underground as long as you can, and then, I don't know, go to the most desolate area possible and, just live off the land. Was that fun? I thought there'd be more to it, but I mean, that's just surviving the actual blast. Afterward, then you got to deal with like the mutants. And I don't know if you've ever read the book Swan Song by Robert McCammon. You're going to have problems. There's going to be problems with society post-nuclear apocalypse. So, just be aware. Maybe read up on this. Maybe watch some fun documentaries about nukes. Yeah, watch the explosion of the Tsar Bomba, the biggest nuclear bomb that was ever exploded. It's horrifying to watch. So scary. All right. I'll find something a little brighter for the next break, okay? I swear. Do you know how much work I have to do around here?
Yeah, because I give it to you.
I know.
You know how much work I have to do?
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Well,
you have a small idea.
I have a small idea of how much you got to do. I know you've been a very busy boy as of late. So, but you did good this week. You got stuff done quicker than I bet you expected to.
Yeah, still have one very nasty ongoing problem that's taken Master Dave to help with too, and we're still suffering.
Well, it's a good thing we have Master Dave around. When you're dealing with a bunch of pudding heads like us, we need someone who knows their stuff.
Exactly.
Man. Well, I'm glad you got to check out my little interview that I did the other day. I got so mad last night.
Bring the interview! Bring your wives!
Now,
these guys are unhinged.
Dude, completely unhinged. Now you can see why I was like just mentally exhausted afterward. It was wild to be a part of that.
And especially for a puddinhead.
Yeah, because those guys, they're just so fast. They're so funny. Like, just bam, bam, bam. Yeah, I'll work on some kind of an edit that I can play.
You can do parts.
There's parts for sure.
Mostly just, hey, there's shows happening at this place at this time.
Yeah, I pretty much can put in the show plugs and hide everything else.
No, there's a couple other ones. A couple of the funny ones where they aren't too unhinged or using too colorful of language.
Yeah, and I certainly didn't use any colorful language myself to try to fit in. So
never.
Well, maybe I'll just put it out in secret somewhere. Then you won't know.
Yeah.
All right? That's the way to do it. I swear I'll never release it to the public. People, I talk about often how people need to learn how to use Google. Just researching things they see on Facebook.
Yep.
Google can be a pretty good tool. It's my only tip. Oh, man. Yeah, it's been a week, dude. It's been a month, been a few months, been a year. Oh.
It's just going to get better.
Yeah.
We keep saying, one day, we'll be caught up.
You and me said that, I think it was about 2020.
2019.
One of these days, we're going to be caught up and be able to relax a little bit.
Nope, just keeps piling on.
Well, it's a good thing that at least the world's in a good state and there's nothing to worry about.
Our problem is we fix one thing and then we notice the next thing in line that somebody else messed up. And we're like, all right, guess I'll go fix that too.
I know this morning I about had a meltdown because I was thinking about things I need to do. We've been working on classy 4th of July music, which it's not a hard project, make classy fun. Like if you're looking for a holiday soundtrack on the 4th that's going to appeal to everybody and just makes for good vibes.
Good barbecue music.
Yeah. Just turn that on all day. Everybody will be satisfied, aside from maybe the people who only want rock and metal. But generally, if you're at, a family get together, most people have terrible music taste. So, it's a very...
It's the best of the terrible?
It's the best of the terrible. I mean, it's fun. We made it fun. Which
and last year I did turn it on while I was barbecuing. So
yeah, I gave it a pretty good listen too. I hope that down at the Idaho Falls Community Hospital Riverfest that it's blasting all day. We got some PA speakers ready to go for all my hard work. No.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
All right, bring your radios because you're going to need them. Well, if you're on the grounds, you might not need your radio because they generally set up big speakers for the Melaleuca Freedom Celebration.
For that part, yes.
Yes, because Jade, he works very hard on the soundtrack that syncs up with the fireworks, and you got to get the full experience with the music and the message.
That's right.
That's right. So make sure to have your radios tuned to Classy 97 just all day long. But yeah, then I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be working on 10 billion other things too. Because I started talking about artists that you enjoy that are not rock or metal. Made a little thread on Facebook and I started talking about country music and was like, oh geez, I need to fix the Outlaw Station.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get back to work, man. That should have been done.
I know it should have been, but it's such a big project when...
Just a slacker.
No, yeah. I know who I would blame for the reason I have to do this right now. I'm not going to say their name, but had I been able to do it right the first time, that's why you don't let people who aren't radio programmers program, you know? Huh?
Yeah.
Jade?
Yeah.
Stick to what you're good at, all right? Stay in your lane! Hey, I can throw those jabs now.
Yep.
What are they going to do? Text me angrily? Oh, no. You know me. I like cheap jab.
Yep.
Okay, so everybody, we're ready for the 4th of July. Well,
I'm ready for a nap.
dude, me too. Oh, I took a nap yesterday. Think I fell asleep about 5 o'clock. Woke up at 7. Was like... Oh, geez.
I was just leaving a mountaintop at 5 o'clock.
Oh, man. Was it nice and toasty up there?
90 degrees. Gross.
Yeah, take a look at the extended forecast for the 4th of July. That'll make you feel good.
No.
Since we have to be out there all day.
I don't want to yet.
Can't I just work in the studio all day that day? Why you got to have my help down, in the heat?
Oh, you'll find out why. Vendors. Vendors are something else.
Vendors, listen. You better be good to me. You better be good to me. We're going to have issues. I know how to unplug extension cords. How you going to sell those corn dogs now? Well, what you up to this weekend, Jade? Any fun plans? I was trying to take a look at things to do. Would you go to your high school reunion?
I did twice.
You did? Twice?
Yeah. And it was mostly to, be me.
Yeah.
In front of all those people.
That's what I was kind of thinking. But I'd have to drive to Pokey. And it's weird because they're doing a combined, like with the other high schools. So you got Century, Highland, and Pokey. Like when I went to junior high, I had a bad time in junior high, Jade. There were a lot of people that were not nice to me. And all of those pieces of crap went to Highland and I never had to see them again. Why would I want to go to a combined thing? Bump into those people.
I don't know. It's kind of entertaining.
Well, some of them might have gotten fat and old and bald. Yeah. Wait a minute. Dang it. But I'm still young at heart, and at least I don't dress like an old, fat, bald guy. I still dress the same as I did in high school.
And your heart is still fat and old at the same time.
That's true. I have a big heart.
Full of cholesterol.
I've been trying to do better. Peaches get mad at me. I've been, I don't know, I haven't had much of an appetite, so I was like, well, I might as well embrace this.
Cheeseburger.
And so, like one meal a day. That's pretty good, ain't it?
No.
It's not good for you?
No. That's why you keep getting fatter.
No.
Because then your body's like, give me the food, I'll store it all.
No, it starts eating itself. Isn't that how it works? If you fast every day?
No.
I think I'm slimming down. I've looked at myself and been like, well, you're not as fat.
And the pudding head rolls right back around. Circle, circle, here we come.
Yeah, note everybody, this is not a medical program. Never listen to my advice on basically anything, okay? Have 3 square meals a day or whatever, your doctor says you're supposed to do. Well, they raised us on this stupid thing called the food pyramid that then they taught us later.
Crap.
Yeah, they taught us later on. You're like, that didn't mean anything. It's so frustrating when you learn something growing up and it's like, nah, none of that was right.
Like turning on the dome light while you're driving down the road is going to kill everyone.
Yeah, everyone's going to die and it's against the law.
Don't touch it.
It's like, no, it's just annoying. If you're the driver, it's irritating. The end. Like parents, you can be honest with your kids if something is annoying. You don't have to say the cops are coming. Oh, man. Yeah.
You should shut up and play some music.
Why? People like to listen to me.
Not all of them.
Most, I think if they're listening to my show, they like to listen to me. They can listen to whatever music they want on their phone. You know, it's 2025, bro. I'm having a fun time reading through everyone's responses in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal group regarding artists that are in their playlist that are not rock or metal. You know, I pointed out a few that I like. Some of that Dua Lipa. Yeah. All right. Jaw just posted Tate McRae every day. Tate McRae ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. Play a lot of Tate McRae over on Z103. Let's give that a like there. I would encourage you to chime in as well. You can call too if you have an artist you want to talk about. Always looking for good new music recommendations, and it's okay to get outside of the rock and metal genres. As the guy who does all of the music in the building, I couldn't help but find songs I like in other formats, like top 40 or country or whatever. Let's see, Katie Griggs jumping in right now with the Frozen 1 and 2 soundtracks. I will say the Frozen 2 soundtrack, 1,000,000 times better than the first one. When my kids were little, you know, all the hype on Frozen, I was expecting a lot because generally, like Disney, like Pixar type movies, they've got pretty decent music. And I did not ever understand the hype personally with Frozen 1. No offense, Katie. But Frozen 2 had a pretty good soundtrack. Zachary with No Doubt. Play a lot of No Doubt on Alt 101. Alt, you know, No Doubt's not bad. Not bad. I don't tend to throw them on myself, but we got a couple jams. B, I hope I said your name right, with BB No Money and a lot of EDM. I don't remember the name of the first BB No Money song I heard was, but it was pretty catchy. Alexis, the Sleep Token fanatic, chiming in with a little bit of Post Malone. Now, I don't listen to Post Malone, but I like Post Malone. Does that make sense? Like, he seems like he'd be a really nice guy. He seems like he's pretty cool, and I would love to hang out with him. He lives in Utah. I just got to end up at one of these shows that he goes and hangs out at. I know he, has popped up at metal shows and things like that. I don't know. Hopefully I can get an interview with him one of these days, because if you never seen the set he did at his house playing Nirvana songs, he did an awesome job. Right now he's currently catering to the country music world. Hopefully one of these days he'll decide, I'm going to put out a rock or metal album, and then maybe I can line an interview up. I'm sure somebody around here knows how to get a hold of him. Like, we've got a number of celebrities that live in the region, especially in places like Jackson, Sun Valley. Like, listen, y'all who are listening to this program, if you know Nikki Sixx, I'd love to chat with him. If you know Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, that's probably my number one Idaho interview I'd love to do, is Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, Westworld, etc. I just don't know how to get a hold of the guy. All right, anyway. John here, jumping in with Enya. Very relaxing, huh? I should probably start listening to Enya. Let's throw some Enya on in the background here. There. You feeling angry? Just sail away. I don't have any money to sail away. All right? I'm broke. Till payday. And then, be broke again. Paying bills, it sucks. I read this story earlier about this 80-year-old guy, and he was forced to bag groceries to pay off his wife's medical debt. This guy worked for years as an architect. You would assume he's 80 years old, but still working right now, bagging groceries at, it would appear to be, that looks like Smith's. I didn't know Smith's stores were still around. Yeah, he's in southern Utah. He's 80 and he's just going to be bagging groceries till he dies. Looks like there's a GoFundMe to, try to get him a little bit of dough so he can retire. All right, you shouldn't have to do this, but I have read numerous articles recently about people, elderly people, getting a divorce so that their spouse is not saddled with a whole bunch of medical debt after they pass away. I don't know if that's, legal or ethical. I'm just telling you, I read the stories. So, nobody should have to get divorced from their spouse of like decades just so they, aren't crippled with debt for the rest of their lives. It's a good thing our politicians are fighting to make medical care easier for everybody, right? It's not like they're just going to cut a bunch of things like Medicare. Oh, my goodness. I am happy to say, though, I'm stoked to see that there's at least agreement from pretty much everybody that people don't want to see the government sell off our public lands. Have you seen that map of the public lands in the West that the federal government wants to, just put up for sale? Do you like camping? Do you like going to the great outdoors? Yeah. Think about who you vote for. And this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. It was in the vice presidential debate. What are we going to do about the housing crisis? Well, we're going to sell public lands and build houses on it. And then people voted for it. So, yeah, if you're against that, you voted for it, potentially. Pat yourself on the back. Okay, sorry. I was talking about artists that are not... How do I get so sidetracked sometimes? Turning into peaches. If you want to chime in, jump into that group there. I'm always looking for new music. The K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal group. It's very interesting seeing the other things that people are interested in or into that you're not going to hear on K-Bear. Like, for example, Aaron into Devo, Talking Heads, and so forth. Since I got sidetracked and have been babbling for too long, we'll get back to content in a minute. I'm going to leave now. If you didn't hear, we are giving away tickets to see the best podcast on the planet, Last Podcast on the Left, live in Salt Lake City, July 12th. I know we got some fans of the show that listen to my show, and I would love it if you were hanging out with Jade and Josh and I at the live event July 12th at the Sandy Amphitheater. What you need to do, win them tickets from us or buy them. Here's how you win. At some point today and tomorrow, Peaches or I will play a song that's inspired by a topic like you might hear on Last Podcast on the Left. Could be, a conspiracy theory. Could be a serial killer. Could be a historical thing. Right now, their current series is about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. So, earlier I was talking about nuclear bombs. Could have a song dealing with something like, the building of the first atomic bomb. I don't know. I do know because I've got the list of songs. But anyway, at some point we'll play one of these songs and then give caller number 13 the first shot to tell us what that song was inspired by. They get it right, they win a pair of tickets to the JK Ultra Tour with Last Podcast on the Left, which is going down July 12th at the Sandy Amphitheater. I'm working on getting my interview with those guys edited up. There's a lot of editing that has to be done. It was so much fun, but yeah, it certainly couldn't air a very large portion of it. So I'm getting on that. It's been busy, but if you want to go to the show for free, you'll be sitting with us. We'll be having fun, and nothing beats going to a show for free. So keep listening for your chance to win. If you don't win, go to lastpodcastonTheLeft.com to buy your tickets to the show. Their podcast is not for everybody, okay? They make some foul jokes. So, just be aware, to some it could be, maybe offensive. But you'll learn a lot, you'll laugh a lot. They do a great show, and I'm really excited to see them do it live. So I hope you're going to join us there, and I hope you get to go for free. Keep listening for your chance to win tickets to the JK Ultra Tour with Last Podcast on the Left, going down July 12th, Sandy Amphitheater. Yeah, post 4th of July, good time to get out of town, go have some fun, and not have to sit there and like barbecue for your whole family or anything like that. Just, pick up some In-N-Out burger and call it good. It is really insane how fast time goes by. I was just, scrolling the internet, and apparently yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of when that Titan submarine going down to the Titanic imploded. If you had asked me, hey, when did that submarine implode on its way to the Titanic? I would have definitely said last year. How was that 2 years ago? I don't know. I'm just confused here. Life gets going by too fast, people. Make the most of every minute. All right, what is in the news here? Oh, we got a guy who was chasing his father with a chainsaw in Washington, and they captured him by lasso. All right, that's very Wild West. Arthur Morgan would certainly approve. Why did the cops have a lasso? Is that part of the, standard gear? Gonna have to ask Lieutenant Crane about that tomorrow during traffic school powered by the Advocates. I mean, seemed like anything that could battle against a lasso might be a chainsaw. You got that chainsaw going. The lasso could stop the chainsaw too. It pulls the rope into it. Maybe it is a good tool against a man wielding a chainsaw. Yeah, apparently there was some kind of argument. Not sure what the argument was about. I really like it when they put the reason for the argument in the article. Like, the one I think I talked about yesterday about the hot dog argument at an old folks home that led to a couple deaths. It was a hot dog argument. We don't know what's going on here. So the guy was chasing his dad in the yard with a chainsaw, and cops show up. The guy jumped into a pond with his chainsaw, and then they negotiated with him for 40 minutes before, hitting him with the beanbag gun and then lasso. Okay, maybe that's why they had the lasso. They're like, we ain't going in your dirty pond. We don't know what kind of parasites we're going to pick up. Let's go ahead and just drag the guy out by rope. I wonder if Lieutenant Crane's good with the lasso. He's got a little bit of redneck in him. I know he used to ride bulls and things like that. I would assume he can use a lasso. Maybe we could see if Lieutenant Crane could lasso Peaches. Peaches trying to make me run last week. Why don't you get out and run, dude? Okay, how about you run and we see if Lieutenant Crane can lasso you? I think that would be pretty impressive. Hog tie Peaches? Yeah. Anyway, they got the guy. He's in jail. Everybody's fine. Nobody got chainsawed. There have been a number of stories over the years where somebody's threatening people with a chainsaw. I don't know if I've ever had a story pop up on the show where they actually used the chainsaw on somebody. Thankfully, because have you seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's pretty gruesome. You ever played Grand Theft Auto? Chainsaw do some damage. All right. Anyway, I'll do my best to remember to ask Lieutenant Crane about his lassoing skills tomorrow during traffic school powered by the Advocates. I hope you'll join us on the show and ask some questions. It's a great way to learn about the rules of the road. Maybe, dispute some information you may have seen in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group, since people like to post things that they have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to the law in there all the time. And if Lieutenant Crane comes in uniform, we can make our quick video about turning right on a red light, one of the biggest arguments I see in that particular group. So we can post a video of a cop going, hey, this is how it is, the end. All right, traffic school tomorrow. Tune in, join the show, and I will be back. Hey, how's it going, my people? Hope your day is going amazing so far. Oh, I'm so glad mine's better than yesterday. Yesterday was a nightmare. I was just tired. When you're really tired, it sucks. It sucks bad. Especially if you just, are stuck at work. Just exhausted. I started pounding caffeine. Felt like crawling out of my skin. It was terrible. Okay, done complaining. Could be worse. Could have had my leg ripped off by a shark. This guy is a maniac. All right, this is a guy named Mike Coots. He's a surfer from Hawaii. When he was 18 years old, he's just out surfing away. And all of a sudden, a tiger shark comes up and latches onto him. He said, I felt this huge pressure, but no pain. it was like an out-of-body experience. Shark, starts shaking him back and forth, and he punches it a few times, and then he's, trying to swim back to shore, and all of a sudden realizes, he doesn't have a leg. And that there's quote, big spurts of blood coming from the stump with each heartbeat. Yeah, that's wonderful. So what did this guy do? Well, he was back in the water a month later with a new prosthetic leg. I mean, it is a little bit more difficult, I would assume, for a shark to rip off a prosthetic leg. At least to the point that you might die from it. Maybe run off with it. But now he's an advocate for shark conservation, and he uses his pictures to show a more naturalistic image of sharks, trying to show the softer side. Dude, if you were a guy who had your leg ripped off by a shark, no matter how nice your photos are, that story is still going to, at least to me, showcase, that you shouldn't go in the water, people. There's sharks in there. There's sharks in there. And even he himself is like, I took this one picture of a shark doing what they call spy hopping, where it pokes its head out of the water. And he said, it's the scariest thing I've ever seen. How is that showing the softer side of sharks? It is a cool photo of this great white sticking its head out of the water with its, giant, scary shark mouth just hanging open. It's a good pic. But you can tell he's pretty close to it. He took it with a GoPro. Anyway, I'm not saying, get rid of all the sharks or anything like that. But I don't know if this guy's the right spokesperson, You need some idiot who's never had an encounter with a shark, who then in the process of being an advocate for sharks and trying to show their softer side, ends up turning against them when, yes, he in fact gets, some kind of limb ripped off. All right? If there are creatures that can rip off your limbs, I ain't going where they're at, okay? Yeah. If I'm in Yellowstone, I hide in my vehicle. You ever seen a bear rip something apart in the wild? It's wild. It's crazy. The latest from Sleep Theory, Static. Thank you again to those guys for stopping by and hanging out with us a couple weeks ago. Good dudes. Hopefully we'll get them through our market one of these days. That would be fantastic. All right, Peach is in the house. He's finally showing up to work.
That's right. Blame the cardiologist.
Yeah, everything thumbs up?
Yeah, everything's fine.
All right, good, Peaches.
I got another year's worth of those pills I need to take every day.
All right. Nothing like getting older and having your batch of pills.
What made me laugh, though, is that he was asking me what time I'm on the air. And I said 2 to 7. He's like, well, I tuned into the morning one time, and your morning show host, he's quite opinionated. That's what he said.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, Victor.
I do have opinions. I'm a human being.
Well, he hasn't heard me yet, so I'm hoping that when he tunes into the afternoon show. I mean, the last 2 days I made fun of the cardiologist.
Depending on when you tune in, I'm wondering, which opinion did he hear? Because it could have been all kinds of things. You might tune in, hear me ranting and raving about public lands, or you might hear me talking about, shark ripping somebody's leg off. And
Did you, have you ranted about the cursive yet?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that people are very passionate about this cursive writing
It
thing.
improves motor skills.
Yeah, so do video games. Get out of here, all right?
Well, I can easily tell you, people lack motor skills. You can't drive outside there.
Yeah, I mean...
The cursive.
I learned cursive writing. I still might stumble sometimes, okay? I can write in cursive. I don't think it's vital, personally, that we teach our kids how to write in cursive. I think we need to teach them more important things, like how to invest in a retirement fund. I've been saying that a lot recently.
How to change a tire, like lifestyle stuff.
Yeah, exactly. How, to finance a home or...
Definitely.
All of that kind of stuff. The stuff that you just kind of end up having to figure out on your own, and you're probably getting bad advice from people, like if you get a realtor, for example, you're like, okay, I want to buy a house. I need to get a realtor, and they'll walk you through the process. They'll help with the paperwork and things like that. But ultimately, they're out there to make money. So, they're, probably not giving you perfect advice on how to go through the process.
I mean, even buying a car, learn the process of doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking a loan out.
Totally. How to take out a loan, how interest rates work, Like, for example...
Don't max out your credit cards.
Don't max out your credit cards. It's stressful. Like, when you mortgage a home, I didn't know this until after... Well, actually, I did take a little class before I bought my home. I've tried to tell people that, Peaches.
That's what he probably heard.
Marriage is easy. Divorce really sucks. They don't teach you in school to really think about it before you get married. But like when you get a home mortgage, they do what they call amortization of the interest. So basically, right now, because I had to refinance my house a couple years ago, most of my money is going toward interest. They charge you most of the interest at the beginning of the loan. And then when you get toward the end of the loan, now you're down to just paying on your house, which is why you should always try to put extra on if you can, which that's hilarious in this day and age. Put extra money on a loan.
I wish I could put extra on my car payments, but I can't.
Yeah. You know, speaking about credit card bills, I'd love to be able to just put extra on those. That would be wonderful. Give me more money, Jade! Please! I really need to launch that merch site. Start slinging some Viktor Wilt t-shirts or something.
Those Peaches Needs a Pal videos are doing pretty well. I feel like we should do a Peaches Pal t-shirt.
Yeah, maybe I need to launch a Patreon. You know, just, hey, give me money.
You want to hear Victor's unfiltered thoughts?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Launch a secret channel, Patreon only. You gotta subscribe. And do an unfiltered show. Because I had a lot of fun doing an unfiltered show with Last Podcast on the Left the other day.
I can't imagine what mine would be like. I would get canceled.
I can.
I would immediately get canceled.
Yeah, Peaches, sometimes you have some hot takes that I'm like, all right, Peaches, whatever. I forgot what I was going to talk about when you walked in.
Well, 15 minutes till East Idaho News gets over to this side of the building. They get to learn what it's like to be us.
Yeah, that should be fun. I'm glad they're finally getting a little attention on us. You know, I'll just do whatever I need to do. Whatever you guys tell me you want me to do, I will do it. So,
am I leading the charge on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're leading the charge. I would assume they have some kind of a game plan because it's their feature.
Right.
You know, what do they call a feature again?
Working it.
Working it at eastidahonews.com. They go into businesses and they learn what it's like to do that particular job. And since they're on the other side of the building, it kind of made sense. Come over and see what's up in radio world, because there's a lot that goes on around here that people don't know about.
Yeah, we'll have to show them what exactly you do after the show, what exactly every brand ambassador does around here.
Yeah, I tend to go sit in my office lately and research. That's my thing. Do some research.
Have them join us for the noon hour of madness and mayhem.
We should. Yeah, we could pre-record that, show them how we do that, and put whoever's in charge on the air. That'd be fun.
I believe it's going to be Caitlin from East Idaho News.
All right.
Yeah, because I've seen the other videos. I was watching a bunch of them last night to prepare for this, and Nate was a part of one of them. I guess they changed staffers.
Well, I do need to talk to Nate Eaton because Henry Zabrowski really wants to meet Nate.
He does.
And I got to tell him how excited Henry got when I brought up East Idaho News to Last Podcast on the Left. So, yeah, hopefully Nate will come over, but who knows? I don't know what's going on in the news right now.
I think it's Caitlin and then their camera person, Jordan. So
okay. All right. Well, it should be interesting. Keep an eye on eastidahonews.com's Working It feature. And, I'm sure we'll share the story when it comes out. But, yeah, you can learn a little bit more about what happens behind the scenes, even though K-Bear listeners get a pretty good insight into that because we just talk about everything. So,
but now they'll get the visual.
Not the visual. Yeah, I started tidying up around here a little bit, so it looked kind of nice, but kept getting sidetracked. So I need to go check my office, make sure it looks sort of nice.
The birthday decorations all over your office?
Yeah. They're
going to see Baldy Boulevard?
Yeah. It's perfect that I left my office semi-ridiculous. I took down the happy birthday sign, but there are half-inflated balloons and guitars hanging from the ceiling. I keep it very serious around here.
The comment section's about to be wild on that video, dude. We might need to take those down.
No, I'm leaving my birthday stuff up for the video. All right, that's my office, and it can look however I want it to. Look, we've got East Idaho News in the house, and we're live on air. You two can go around to that side over there. Right here. And, we've got two mics there. Feel free to grab either one. Just pull them right up to your face. And hang on, I got to get the fourth mic active because it's usually off. because I'm excited to hear all about what we've got going on today. So, go ahead and introduce yourselves to the K-Bear Rock Army. What's up?
All right. Well, my name is Caitlin. I am here with our videographer, Jordan, and we're here to do our series Working It, where we follow somebody around for their job for the whole day. And you guys are nice enough to let us come do this. So I'm excited.
Well, being our neighbors on the other end of the building, it seems like we should probably hang out with you folks more often.
Probably. Yeah, I'd love to. And we it took us quite a bit to get over here. It was quite the commute for this.
Very long walk.
Yeah, it was like a full 12 seconds. So.
Well, we're really happy to have you over here. Peaches has tons of stuff he's going to show you because there's a lot of different things that go on in this end of the building aside from just this right here doing a show yapping on the microphone. So what kind of stuff are you looking to learn from us today?
I have a lot of questions. I've always wanted to do something like this. My dad used to do the radio in Montana a long time ago, and so he has always done his radio voice around the house when I was a kid. So I want to learn your radio voice. I want to learn how you pick songs to put on the radio. I want to learn the other stuff that's off of the radio, because you guys do stuff all day long.
That is very true. Jade, our operations manager, all he does is make me and Peaches do more and more work all day, every day. My radio voice is the exact same on air and off air. So that's I guess in the modern age, if you throw on a voice like, some radio hosts in the market do, then like K-Bear, we'd make fun of you. So, yeah.
Good to know.
Classic radio, you got that classic radio voice. But, I can do that voice, but I usually only do it kind of mockingly.
Okay.
So, making fun of some of the other radio stations in town.
Okay. So. Perfect.
But I will be happy to show you how we pick music since I'm in charge of picking the music on all of our radio stations. It's not that crazy of a process, but very happy to answer all your questions. And we really appreciate you folks showcasing us on East Idaho News.
We're very excited. Thank you for letting us come over.
All right. Well, I'm going to end this program and we'll get cracking. Peaches and I will see all of you during the noon hour of madness and mayhem, kicking off at obviously noon. We'll be back. Thank you again for tuning in to the Viktor Wilt Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.